we are going to study verb. Verb is a word that denotes action in any given sentence, and for understanding, for making a proper understanding of the same, we need to focus that how does it function in a given sentence. And for proper study, verb could be divided into two parts. Two broad categories of the word can be termed as finite verb and non-finite verb. And then again, non-finite verbs are also known as double parts of speech, because these non-finite verbs are made up of verbs but they don't behave as verb in any given sentence. They either work as adjectives or any other parts are noun or any other parts of speech, but they don't behave as verb. So they are constructed by the verbs, but they never function as the verb. Coming over to the discussion of the finite verb, all other categories of the verb can be broadly summed as four major parts, namely linking verb, auxiliary verb, transitive verb and intransitive verb. Here we would like to discuss first of all this linking verb. Linking verb does two functions. The two functions of the linking verb is it redefines the subject. Linking verb redefines the subject, like he is happy, he is studying, he is marvelous. Then the second function of the linking verb is it describes, like Alan seems sad many a times. Then we would like to focus many other linking verbs can be seen, appear, to be, to become. These are a few linking verbs. Moving next to the auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb can be summed up or can be categorized into two parts: primary auxiliaries and modals. Modal auxiliaries or modals. Primary auxiliary can be divided into three major subdivisions, like to be, to have and to do. Later on, primary auxiliaries can function in present, past and future. So to be present form for present singular is, for present plural are, for I in present form to be verb will be am. For past singular to be is was and past plural to be is were. And so far as future is concerned, future form of to be verb is concerned, it is will be and shall be. Coming to the second subdivision of primary auxiliary is to have. For present singular we use has, and for present plural we use have. And for past singular and plural verb there is one to have verb, that is had. And for future there is no direct categorization as such, but shall have and will have can function as the future form of to have. Coming to the verb to do. Auxiliary form to do, primary auxiliary. For present singular it stands for does, and for present plural do. For past singular and plural both we use did, and for future no such form of to do is available. Moving to the verb secondary auxiliary or modals. Secondary auxiliary are also known as modal verbs, and for that you can have an opinion like will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, must. ought to, has to, have to, had to, need, dare and used to. These are modal auxiliaries. And then moving towards the next categorization of the verb, that is transitive verb. Transitive verb is like verb with object. They take object for them, and objects we will study in transitive verb is verb without object. Let us explain the transitive verb a bit more. Transitive verb is verb with object. So object can be of two types, direct object and indirect object. When it comes to direct objects are mostly small or non-living things. Direct objects are small or non-living things, and indirect objects are living things. And when we ask a question by using subject and verb, by using what, the answer will be direct object. And when we are going to raise a question by using subject and verb, by whom, the answer will be indirect object. Then there comes the next categorization of non-finite verb. Non-finite verbs they are constituted, as I declared, that they are constituted by verb, but they never function as verb, they function as other parts of speech, sometimes noun, sometimes subject, sometimes adjective. So non-finite can be divided into three broad categories. There are three non-finites: gerund, participle and infinitive. Gerund is verb first form plus ing. Participle can further be categorized into three subdivisions: present participle, past participle and perfect participle. Present participle is again verb first plus ing, whereas past participle is third form of the verb, and perfect participle is constituted by having plus third form of the verb. So far as there can be a question arising in your mind, there may be a question arising in your mind, how this present participle is different from gerund. Let us have its examples and clarify it a bit more. So far as gerund is concerned, it may function as subject in a sentence, like swimming is a good exercise. Swimming is the subject in the sentence and it is gerund, functioning here as noun. And again in another verb, I like swimming. Here swimming comes as the object of the verb like, and swimming becomes object. When it comes to present part of speech, it has so many indicatives. It sometimes describes two functions happening in a sentence, like attending the lecture, student went to lunch. A student went for having lunch, attending their lecture. So attending the lecture is the first function, and then student went for lunch. Even you can find in gerund, like seeing is believing. Seeing is subject, believing is functioning here as the describing the subject as linking verb. Is linking verb. Seeing S-E-E-I-N-G and believing. Seeing is believing. So seeing functions as subject and believing as the object of the linking verb. So present participle describes two incidents happening or linked together. When it comes to past participle, it works mostly as the adjective, as an adjective. And so far as past participle is concerned, I would like to give you an example that I found my lost pen. I found my lost pen. Here lost as an adjective for the pen. Which pen? The lost pen. The pen that was lost. So it becomes the past participle. When we talk about perfect participle, it becomes having plus third form of the verb. And it indicates again two actions in given sentence, but one is completed and then second one is beginning. For example, having finished their assignment, student went to sleep. Having finished their assignment or having finished their lecture, having attended the lecture, student went home. This is where past perfect participle comes. So that's I would like to share with you people, and if you have any doubt, feel free to ask. Which part you would like to be explained more? No, you cannot push, please. So thank you. That's it for the day.